What's up, people? I just want to pop in here real quick. A quick little video. 5 simple ways to improve your quality of life. All of them are free. These are simple things that I started incorporating in my life as a young mother and a long time before I became a young mother. And I've just seen constant improvement over my lifespan. So here we go. The first tip that I have is to read more books, okay? And the books that you read, you want to particularly be reading books about things that you struggle with. I'm not just saying pick up reading as a hobby, because reading is not for everybody, okay? I've come across plenty of people who prefer to watch video content or prefer to listen to stuff, but reading is not for everybody. You know, the habit of reading is something that if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. So don't go out there and set about reading 100 books if you haven't read since you graduated college or since you left high school. Don't go out there and try to read every book on the shelf, okay? Get a library card. If you have to start out with ebooks or audiobooks, do so. But you want to be consuming content that's going to stimulate your brain. And like I said, particularly about things that you struggle with. So this is going to help you actually be engaged in the book, okay? Don't just pick up a book and try to start reading about Twilight unless you're into that. You can start with those kind of things, but I want to focus on suggesting books about things that you struggle with, because this is actually going to help you improve your quality of life, okay? Look at a book as a way to get a free mentor. That's what I'd look at books as. It's just free mentors. These are people who have lived through things that I struggle with and that are giving wisdom. This is free wisdom. And I say free because if you have a library card, you can access a lot of books for free, okay? So go to your local library, get a library card, and see the platforms that they partner with and where you can use your library card on. I know my library partners with Libby, and through Libby, I can borrow books, ebooks. I have a Kindle. I can import it on my Kindle and read those books. So check out your library, see who they partner with, or even if you just go and get a physical book, you want to start reading books, okay? It is a free life lesson, all right? Look up books that are in the fields that you're interested in, the things you're interested in. My egg's done boiling. Give me 1 second. So yes, look up books that are in the fields that you're interested in moving into, lifestyle situations. And just even if you read some autobiographies about people that are from like similar backgrounds of you, read something that's going to influence you positively, okay? Don't just set out to start reading a whole bunch of irrelevant books, all right? It's good to be entertained, but we have the goal of improving the quality of our lives, okay? So that's tip number 1. The second tip that I have is to start implementing small goals or commitments, y'all. This is one of the things that I struggle with the most over time. I'm the type of person, I'm all or nothing, okay? When I set a goal, even if it's big, I'm gonna go all the way into it, or I'm not gonna do it at all. And the issue with that is when you set such a big goal and you don't have the right foundation, going after something so big is only going to last for so long, all right? You don't have the discipline to maintain this thing that you're going after. This is why we see so many people set New Year's resolutions and then they go hard for that first month or even 2 weeks and then they fall off. It's because you're trying to build a house on mud. You haven't moved all the mud out the way, laid down the little sheets, what is it called? The little metal sheet, and mixed up your concrete and laid it down. You haven't done all of that. So you can't go out there and try to, set this huge goal and achieve something without having a solid foundation. So that's what small goals and commitments are going to come in. What you want to do is start doing something small every day and commit yourself to it. For me, I'm crazy about making sure my house is clean, right? And I have this big cleanup day every Sunday, and it used to take up so much of my time. I would always make sure my kitchen was clean at night, and with my bathroom, I would make sure that was clean as well. But those were the 2 spaces that would take up the most of my time when it came time for me to clean up on Sundays. So what I set out to do, I clean my bathroom and my kitchen every night. And it's not as big as it is on Sundays because I'm cleaning every day. So my daily commitment and goal is to spray down the bathroom, wipe down everything. And I do the same in the kitchen. This means when Sunday comes, All I have to do really is just sweep and mop the rest of my house and wipe down all the rest of the surfaces, which takes me like 30 minutes in comparison to this big 3-hour cleanup day. And my house is not that, my apartment, I should say, is not that big. All right. So that is the idea behind it. You want to start building discipline. That's pretty much what this step is going to help you do. So if you don't make your bed when you get up every day, start with something as small as that. When I say you want to start with something small, start with something small. This is going to help you start building trust with yourself and then discipline, like I said. So when it comes time to do the bigger things, and you're learning a process of doing stuff even if you don't want to. So some nights, I ain't gonna lie, I don't feel like cleaning my bathroom and cleaning my kitchen and all of that. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna clean up Saturday anyway. Why not wait? But I do it anyway. This is because this is gonna help me, because when I get to that moment where I know it's time for me to do something that I might not necessarily want to do, I'm gonna have the courage to do it anyway. I'm gonna have the discipline to do it anyway. I'm not going to be relying on motivation, because you're not going to have motivation all the time, right? So that's what step 2 is going to help you do. Another thing to keep in mind with the second step is to know the difference between choosing something and deciding to do something. This is something I learned from Myron Golden. Making a choice means you have options, and deciding means you are giving yourself no other option, okay? So decide to do something, all right? Stop giving yourself all these choices that's not going to benefit you. Why are you giving yourself a choice to do what you know you need to do to get to where you want to go, or the person you want to be? Why is that a choice? Decide. Even if you fall, get back up. Decide. Don't be on the fence about it. We decide to do so many things that don't really help us, but when it comes time to the stuff that matter, the perseverance is non-existent. Don't live your life like that, okay? Let's get to tip number 3, quality people only. All right? Quality people only. This is, I don't want to say the most important tip, but this here is very, very important, especially as a young woman. If you're a young woman, as a human, period, but especially as a young woman, there are so many, I don't want to say negative influences, but there are so many things that you can get off into these days. So many paths you can go down, so many avenues to pursue. It seems like it's just so easy to make money. And yes, let me get on here. I can run this up. And quality people only, okay? I hate to be the one to say it. If your friends, your peers, whatever you want to call them, are not contributing to you becoming a person who you want to be, or getting closer to where you want to be, and you not doing the same for them, it's time to reevaluate that friend group, baby girl. It's time for some reevaluation, all right? And when I say contributing to who you want to be, I'm talking about the well-being, the knowledge, the goals. If your friends don't even know what goals you have, or if you can't even share goals with them, if y'all haven't even discussed goals, it's probably time to put up some boundaries. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go and cut everybody off, because we don't do long ranges around here, okay? It is important for you to have community. But the level of closeness that you have with people that are around you, if they are not contributing, and if you are not contributing to them, it is time to reevaluate the boundaries. You don't have to cut them off, but maybe you need space to assess yourself and to be able to focus on yourself. A lot of people are in your life simply because of entertainment, and you in their life for the same reason. Y'all don't hang out besides drinking, besides smoking, besides partying, or gossiping, scrolling on social media, going to brunch. What productivity do you have with this person? Maybe a little workout here and there, but most of the time you're not doing things that are actually productive. If you don't have a life outside of your friends, if you don't have goals outside of your friends, it is time to reevaluate. And another part of this friend thing, a lot of people don't mention it. I was talking about you want to be around people that Listen, you want to be around people that are doing well, all right? But you never want to be the smartest person in the room. If you know the most, and I don't hate to say, make it seem like somebody's better than another person, because knowledge doesn't make you better. But if you are the top dog in your crew, it is time to reevaluate. You should not be the person that is the most financially stable, emotionally stable, physically, spiritually, none of it. You need a mentor. You need somebody that is at a level you don't even necessarily have to aspire to, but you will want to have somebody that's a little bit more, I don't want to say mature. I wish I could say it better than this, but you want to have somebody that can look at you and see the things you don't see. If you and your friends are all on the same level, guess what? It's the blind leading the blind. Y'all are all on the same level. Yeah, you might point out a little thing you did right here, right there, but if you don't have somebody that's above you, they won't be able to see the whole you. If you're on the same level with somebody, the most that they can see of you is your front, your side, your back, right? It's just around you. But if you don't have someone that's on top of you, they see everything. They can come down, look around you. You want people that's on a different level from you. That's why quality people is important. And it's not just about what y'all do. It's about them being actually able to evaluate you and pull you up and help you up. And then in the same way, you should have somebody above you. There should be someone that is below you, someone that you can mentor, who you can be a teacher to, who you can learn through. Walk them through. Give your wisdom, give your experience to someone else the same way that somebody above you would do for you. This is going to be good for you and them. The same way that when you teach a child something, you see how grateful they are to learn it, and then just how they grow from that. You want to be able to do that. If you have a child, that's a great opportunity to do so, but you still want to have somebody that's a little bit more like mentally developed or whatever. Let's get to number 4. Take care of your health for health reasons and health reasons only. All right. This one, I'm trying not to get off and go off the wall with this one as well, because I kind of did it on the last point. But take care of your health for health reasons, not aesthetics. All right. This one kind of going to get back into point number 2 that I gave with the small commitments and how I kind of touched on people with the New Year's resolutions. We see the result of not having that discipline that you would get from building on small goals. We see the consequence of that when it comes to taking care of our health. When people set out to start going to the gym and they want to build these dream bodies, or they want to start eating healthy, we see the result of that lack of discipline when people fall off their goals when they're trying to start working out and stuff. And let me tell you why. On top of them not having that discipline to actually build something like that, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. As a young woman, it is important, and I've been through this. Trust me, listen, I'm telling all of these points are points that I actually lived through and that I'm still actively growing through, but they have changed my life, so I'm just sharing it. But you don't want to get into fitness or health for the wrong reasons, all right? Because it's going to lead to more problems, number 1. And then number 2, you're not going to stick with it. You're going to dig yourself in a deeper hole because you're going to feel like you can't do it. But we decided we're going to work out to look a certain way rather than to feel a certain way. We automatically set ourselves up for failure because it can take, and I'm just throwing a number out here, and this might even be, an overestimate, but it can take as long as 6 to 8 weeks to start seeing results from working out or losing weight or gaining weight, whatever you're trying to do. It can take as long as that. So when you start working out just to look a certain way, you automatically set yourself up for failure. Versus going in it with the mindset of, I want to feel healthy. I want to be able to do, the certain movement without getting out of breath. When you set yourself up to look a certain way, you miss out on everything else in your fitness journey or your health journey or your nutrition journey that you would have seen if you would have been actually focusing on the right thing. So let's say I say, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start working out. I wanna lose 15 pounds, right? And I want to look healthy. I want my waist small. I want my butt bigger. I want the hourglass figure. If that's my point of view going into my fitness journey, and that's my key performance indicators, I ain't trying to get into, if that's what I'm looking at to measure my progress, do you know how long it's going to take me to start seeing that, and how easy it's going to be for me to give up based on what I'm looking for, versus having a mindset of feeling healthier? When you thinking about how you going to look and how you want to look, you miss out on the fact that on day 1 when you worked out, you was tired after 5 reps. But now that it's day 7, you could get in 7 to 10 reps before you get tired. You miss out on all that. When you worried about how you're going to look and get in the hourglass shape, you miss out on, oh, you know, yesterday I ate and I was hungry 3 hours later, but not today. You know, I got a little bit of my appetite is not as great. And, you know, I chose my apple over my Pop-Tart. You miss out on all that when you focused on the wrong thing. So never go into health or fitness for reasons other than health and fitness. I see so many women profiting of women that don't have the correct mindset when it comes to health and fitness. And it's sad. And I see it a lot in the Black community. But I see a lot of women that are profiting of young women, mainly, who want to look a certain way. And I can't speak on what everybody's situation is. And those women might have suffered through something like that themselves. But I wish I could let every young woman know that the way you are made, the way you are, who you are, the way you talk, the way your body is shaped, is perfect. Your goal should be to make it work in the best way possible. That is your only goal. Your goal is to get this body in the best shape, in the best fitness, in the best mode of operation, I guess. What was that? In the best mode of operation that will help you do what God put you here to do. Not to get a big butt, so you had a chance of getting called backstage by a rapper. Not for an hourglass shape so that you'll look good in a dress. And I get it. Like I said, I've been there. I get it. Who does not want to look good? When you look good, you feel good. It's not to negate that human need to feel good about yourself. Because I have it too. But again, I'm telling you this from experience. Do not try to change yourself, or do not go into health and fitness with the goal of changing the way you look. You still gonna look the same. It's just gonna be a little bit different. But who you are will not change. So don't go into health and fitness with this skewed perspective of getting something that you don't already have. Because 9 times out of 10, the way you look right now is not going to be that different from how you look after. You're just going to be more fit. You're just going to be more lean if that's your goal. You're just going to be slimmer if that's your goal. You're just going to have a little more muscle if that's your goal. You're still going to be the same person. So don't ever pursue fitness, health, nutrition for reasons other than fitness, health, and nutrition. Okay? I said I wasn't going to go off on a tangent, but I did. You have to, this is going to be my last little point on that. You really have to just go into fitness focused on you. Don't go into fitness to look a certain way, because ultimately it's going to be about somebody else. Don't go into fitness to be perceived a certain way. You only going to stick with it, and I'll just say this to finish it off. Only once you get serious about you and doing it for you and your health and your concern and solely for your own purposes is when fitness is going to actually start to be important for you, and when you actually going to start to see change for it, change around it in your life. And even if right now, I'm not saying don't work out. If you got to start out with just walking for 5 minutes a day, start where you are, okay? If you're not at the point where you can honestly say, I'm going to start working out because I want to get fit, I want to be healthy. If you're not at the point where you could say, I honestly want to do it for me and for me alone, do something small until you get to that point, because I promise you it's a trap. If you get into it for a big booty, okay? If you get into it for a big booty to make yourself feel better when you show up in the world for somebody else's pleasure, it's not going to last, all right? But let's get off that point before I start all over again, because I feel it. So number 5, I saved the best for last. I would say patience. Please learn to have patience with yourself, other people, and most of all, the process of life, okay? The process of life, y'all. Life is going to change. The only thing that we are guaranteed here on earth is change. If you look around centuries and centuries ago and The only thing that has never changed is the fact that life changed. And it's going to continue to change. Each and every day, there's a new and a different aspect that happens, okay? For everybody, in everybody's life. No 2 days are the exact same. You have new thoughts every day. Change is the only thing that is guaranteed in life. So you need to have patience. And when I say patience, I'm not saying be able to sit there and wait. What I'm saying is be able to keep a still mind and know that if chaos or what seems like a disruption comes, this too shall pass. And that every single thing that happens for a reason. And it's nothing that you can do to control it. So with you, your only job here, okay, your only assignment here is to be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. That's your only job. That's where that patience going to come in at. You are always exactly where you are supposed to be. Remember that. Don't stress about what's to come, what was before, where you going, how this going to work out, how this going to work out. You are always exactly where you're supposed to be. The Father says not a hair of yours should touch the ground without his approval. So why are you concerned about anything? No things happen without his approval, without his plan, without his divinity. All right? So there should be no worry. And I get it. Some situations warrant worry. Some situations warrant anxiety. But to be overtaken or to be engulfed by it, that's not what he wants for us. That's not what he has for us. Instead of worrying about how something is going to go, what I've learned to do is to actually start asking, what can I learn from this season? What can I learn from where I'm at right now? What can I learn from where I'm at? Because you either going to win or you're going to learn a lesson. There's no such thing as losing. There's no such thing as something that was supposed to happen for you. If it didn't happen, it wasn't supposed to. So focus on getting a lesson out of stuff so that when you do go to your new level, and you will, when change does come, because like I said, it's inevitable. It will always happen. Focus on learning what you can so that once the tide changes and everything changes, that's why we have the seasons. That's why we have the months. That's why we have night and day. All right. When it does switch, you're going to have a new lesson. But if you're not able to pivot and adapt, you're going to get left behind. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be stuck in the past. You're going to be wondering, where did the time go? You don't want to live your life like that. You don't. That's where patience is going to come in. Patience, and I could have put stillness, as a alternate word, but I think they kind of go hand in hand with what I'm speaking on. But you want to have that broader perspective, all right? You want to have the knowing of God and his divinity and his omnipotence. Everything that you are going through, every experience that you are having is here for a reason. So focus on learning what it is and realizing that it's happening for you and not to you. And then and only then will you start to see a substantial shift in like the quality of your life. I'm gonna just wrap this up by saying this tip kind of like translates into all of the other ones that I gave today. Patience when it comes to the fitness and stuff. Like I said, if you honestly not ready to go out in the gym and go hard and commit to something like that, be patient with yourself. It's okay. You're not mature in that way yet. All right. I'm not ready to go out there and work out for my own reasons. Accept it. Get a 5-minute walk, and if you feel like you can't do that, okay, I'm not there yet. But come to terms with it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't start calling yourself names. Don't start putting labels on stuff. Don't start naming everything. That's not your job. Your job is to exist and be where you are, in what you are. Focus on learning what you can. The other point that I gave, the quality people only. When you do find that your surroundings may not be the ideal ones, or that it's not contributing to who you are or who you want to be and all of this other stuff, don't go to cutting everybody off. Figure out, how can I improve the situation? And what can I learn from the people that are in my life? How have I seen my relationships change? Focus on the patience. You won't build these habits overnight. Your situation not going to change overnight. Your friend group not going to change overnight. You're not going to be able to just snap, cut people off if you can. I used to be like that. I ain't gonna even speak on that because that's gonna get me in a whole another thing. But don't go trying to snap and cut people off if you're not like that. Don't beat yourself up because you have this kind of friend group, that kind of friend group, or because you do certain things. Patience. It's not gonna come overnight. If you start doing your little small goal every day and you say you're gonna fix your bed every day and 2-3 days you don't do it, patience. It's not gonna happen overnight. It took you however old you are to get to where you are. And it might take you that long to get to where you want to be. Don't try to undo, I'm 26. Don't try to undo 26 years of programming in 2 nights. It's not going to happen. And when you do go backwards, be patient with yourself. Be gracious. Give yourself grace. Who are you to beat yourself up if God don't beat you up? Who you think you is? Real talk, who you think you is? All right? So that's my 5 tips, y'all. That's pretty much everything I had. This is something that came to me last night. I was doing a whole big old video, getting little AI clips and not AI clips, getting little stock video clips to try to make it all fancy and stuff. But honestly, patience, y'all. I'm learning this. The same stuff I'm sharing is what I'm learning. I don't come and share videos or anything on my page from a point of like, oh yeah, I did this thing. This is what I know. It's stuff I experience. And most of the time I'm talking to myself. So those are my little tips, y'all. This was my little video. Be blessed. All right.